Hey, it's Jack. I'm a star. A bit of a salty one today. I should be more reverent and have better respect for my elders, but I don't. And then since I'm not really publishing this, I can edit this later. If I'm allowed to have a computer where I can, use things. If I have to edit things on the phone, I'm not likely to be as dedicated to removing things. I'm gonna read some messages to you that I got from this guy. This one guy. I won't say who he is. Let's see. He was upset about something. I still don't know what, and I don't really care. Just been busy. I'm cutting some trees for a neighbor down the road where I have zero service. The Starlink would sure come in handy in times like that. That shit is super badass. As an aside, one might wonder why he doesn't just buy one. And the reason is he's not allowed to have something like that because there's no guarantee that he'd keep Sperglings from using it to upload child porn to the internet. Once you have access to the internet in the middle of nowhere, a person can get up to a lot of nonsense. And then I don't, which is great. Back to the message. You did the right thing by investing in that hardware, and it's super smart how you got it hooked up in your truck. Well, it's not super smart. He's kind of playing. It wasn't smart like when my car got impounded and I was left without my Starlink for several weeks. It didn't really inconvenience me, but it did insult me, right? Like, they take away my email addresses that forward my mail so that I don't get messages from my insurance company telling me that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then the insurance company didn't seem to have a problem with ripping me off, but didn't want to pay me back when it was time. I'm not holding a grudge or anything, but like who's the guy who keeps on getting rid of my email address forwarding, and who's the guy who keeps on making life miserable for me? And then we all understand that pretty much they absolutely will not stop until they fuck with me if they're told to fuck with me, because like, why wouldn't they want to fuck with me? I'm fun to play with. And then some of these people actually thought that they could get something done. Clearly they couldn't, other than to destroy their ships by crashing them against my rocky shores for a hard landing. Listen, I don't want to be here either. So all you momos who wanted me to hurry up and do things your way, okay, we tried it your way for 2.5 years. What'd that get you? Yeah. So how about y'all just settle down and get yourself a fresh sippy cup handle, right? And just try things out my way. It would be nice. Yeah. To be listened to, considering I'm the primary victim and I don't need to put up with your bullshit, and you're all, well, not all, but anybody smart didn't take the contract to fuck with me. And the reason why is because anybody smart has heard of me before and knows that it's not bullshit. Some people didn't know that. Like, apparently this guy. Or else he was told something else. I don't really know. I'm not going to ask him about it. This could have just been virtue signaling. The messages continue. You should see the trees that I have cut. I have 2 more, but they're not nearly as big as the last one I fell. It was 32 inches in diameter of the bottom of the tree where I cut it. Not sure how tall exactly. Really tall. My friend set up his phone to record it when it fell. I'm going to mention 32 inches. Why would he talk about a 32-inch tree? Right? Yeah. He's telling me something. And then I don't fully understand his lingo, but I do know that he's telling me to back off of certain areas. And he doesn't have to do that, but he didn't know that. And then it's tradition that people like me are peasants who need to be, given the firm teaching. And he didn't know that this isn't one of those cases, since, I did get arrested on Christmas, and then he was told that I would be somebody that would be safe to fuck with. I'm not, right? I mean, I respect this man, so I'm not making his life miserable, but anyway, he's upset about something. It would have been an epic video because the tree fell right on the camera, but the dumbass failed to make sure it was charged enough. It got 6 minutes of my cutting it, but died right before it fell. I was so bummed. Now, I'm not sure what he's referring to here. Clearly, it's something that I would know about if I were a different person. And he's writing things this way so that he can find out which one I am, right? And then, I don't know how he got fooled, but there was these dudes who were impersonating me's, and they fooled a number of people. I'm guessing this was one of them, because I never hurt this guy at all. And then apparently somebody pissed him off and pretended that it was me. And then I guess I was supposed to do something about that, he thinks. Like, no, actually. He was supposed to do something about me because I'm primary victim, not Newtown nigger, right? And for some reason, they thought I was a nigger down here. I guess somebody put a spell on me that made me look chocolate. I don't know at what point that was put on there, but I remember I was in town for a while, walking around looking like Chocolate Man because some sort of magical glamour or something. I don't know how it works. If it's a hologram, Eye of Newt may be involved. I don't fucking know. But it was supposed to ruin my plans, right? Because how could it be any worse for me than being a white nigger? Oh, obviously being a black nigger would be worse, they think. That's the town that they put me in. They actually think this way, or at least they used to. Next message. In response to that one, I sent 3 pages of Sperg, because that's what I do. And he says, at least you remembered her name. I couldn't remember it for the life of me. Haven't seen her since either. Okay, I'm not quite sure what that subtext was, but there was apparently some feathers were sort of ruffled, I guess, when I didn't fall for their antics. And then I guess that caused disruption amongst the subset of the Apple Dumpling gang. None of which matters a hill of fuck bun dun beat. I don't give a shit, right? Except people carry grudges, and then I didn't know there was one I had to neutralize until recently. Like I was born 200 miles north of here. That doesn't make me a fucking stranger. And then the reason why I'm here is because I walked into an ambush, and then I didn't want to die, right? And then for some reason, it takes 2.5 years for the people around here to, figure things out. Like, oh yeah, he's got civil rights. Yeah, I do have civil rights. Let's see. I sent him a puzzle, and then he sent it back, and then he said, "What is this?" And then I didn't tell him because that wasn't the point of the puzzle. I like puzzles. I like making them up. So I guess these usually come with pancakes. I don't know. What did April 20th? This is a long time ago. Oh, that flashlight you gave that chick last time I was up at your place turned out to be a nice flashlight. I fixed it for her. Actually, nothing was broken. I just popped off the rubber cover over the power button, and then with a small tool of some sort, you can push the button, and it worked fine. I just cut a little rubber piece, put it under the rubber cover, and it worked good as new. Yeah, I knew that could happen. That's why I gave it to her. And then she seemed like less than impressed with me, since I appeared to be just an idiot. I'm not. And then that guy's not an idiot, but she was accustomed to trying to decide like which one was the more alpha, because she was a person who saw the world that way. And then I guess she wasn't impressed that I didn't give a rat's ass, right? I don't want just any woman. I'd like to talk to my friend so I can break up with her if she'd like to break up. I don't know if she does that now, and I don't know if she's still being encouraged to do so by 2 nameless, faceless dudes who talk to her on her iPhone. But years ago, that was the case, and I don't know what the case is now, but I got no problems waiting to break up before hooking up with somebody new. No problems waiting. If you all knew how satisfying this whole fucking thing was at this point. Remember how I was supposed to be miserable and depressed? I'm not. And the reason why is me and God and Tubal Cain and nobody else. Yeah. So I can see how that was an unlikely pair of allies that a man would have, but nevertheless, they cut me off from everybody for a long time, and I'm still triumphant. So what? Do I need a job now? Really? Should I mow the lawn? Jesus wept. She was all mad because she thought you gave her a broken flashlight as some kind of a joke. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I couldn't tell what the deal was, but whatever reason she was mad for, it was because I was going to let her hang out with him, and then obviously I'm much more fun. But I'm not in the business of taking over every woman who shows up at the house with some bore. So no, I thought she wanted the flashlight, and I knew he could fix it, and then I knew he would fix it for her, and then she'd have a flashlight. And then since all my other flashlights were stolen by somebody who kept breaking into my house while I was sleeping alone, I'd wake up and my fucking flashlights were all gone. They were planning on cutting the power, so taking away my flashlights and doing it in a way that made me feel like I was being stalked and vulnerable. That's classic Stasi playbook. Like all these gang stalking tactics, they came from the East German secret police, the Stasi, S-T-A-S-I. They were vicious fuckers. And the best of their tricks were used against me to accomplish a goal that didn't get met. And I'm pretty tired of it, right? I know you're all tired of it too, but you've probably been suffering only bad effects for like the last year or so. I've been putting up with this shit for 12 fucking years. 12 years. Treated like shit by the whole fucking planet because I had to fucking do things in a particular way. Okay, so if I seem insensitive to your plight, Belgabians, it's because I am. Fuck a lot of you. You're a bunch of fucking overprivileged dicks. Mostly. It's just the timing, basically. I don't intentionally like pick up these chicks and bring them to introduce them to you, if that's what you mean. It's more or less just the bitch that's with me that day. Ironically, the last two were en route on their way home, and we just made a pit stop real quick to come see you. The first time, though, was weird because I didn't want the wood. Lol, which, by the way, did I ever tell you what happened on the way back to you that day? It was back when I had my white Dakota pickup. You didn't want the wood. Like, I would love to have this conversation with this guy, but nothing he's going to tell me about the story is going to make me feel bad. Because he could have been nicer, right? He didn't have to be, and I understand based on what he knew at the time, it didn't make sense to be nice to me. This being the one particular situation where being nice to an innocent man and respecting his civil rights like he was a white person would have been the good thing to do because it's the law, right? And then I'm not carrying a grudge. I just happen to remember that it looked pretty stupid. And then it cost a lot of people a lot of time and extra money because it kind of pissed me off. Not the most of everything that did, but it was an extra amount of being pissed offness that I didn't fucking need, right? So I don't know if he was told to piss me off or he was just like doing it because everybody else was pigpiling on Jackstar. I didn't need to be pigpiled on. Are we all clear on that? Okay. Most people seem to have figured it out. I didn't need to be pigpiled. And then isn't it nice of me that I didn't make a big stink, right? Actually, fuckface, I read all of what you write me. Unlike your selfish ass, I don't respond to most of your rambling nonsense because it's none of my concern what fairy tale pipe dream you were trying to say. I refer to her as a bitch because she is a bitch. I hope to get her phone back that some couch, some douche stole, just to have her steal mine. Wow. That sounds like a bunch of fucking nonsense. You know, I got a whole bunch of my speakers stolen. That didn't seem to be anything they were worried about. People were just kind of giggling as if it served me right. I remember one person told me, this is a famous one, that it was because of the company I was keeping, right? It's funny how being stranded on 4.1 acres in a haunted church under military jurisdiction, blah, blah, blah. It's funny how I don't really get to make those choices, especially when there's a black PR team running around using automated intelligent user agents on the fucking Ethereum network to fucking slander my name. It's a little hard to fucking, get traction. But it's easy for him to fucking sneer and say, oh, you should just, what do you mean you're paralyzed? Just get up and walk, you lazy bum. It's that kind of attitude. That's the kind of way they used to treat people down here, especially me, right? And after a couple of years, I'm pretty sure everybody's figured out that while it may work in some circumstances, it sure as shit never was going to work on me. So, I don't know who spread the word that I'm some kind of a fucking douchebag that needs to be treated like a nigger. It wasn't the right call. Okay. Fuck. Oh, and I mentioned that I didn't really appreciate having to read him call her a bitch, since I don't think that's a very nice way to refer to anybody. And I didn't think she was a bitch at all. I guess she was a bitch to him. Probably because he's kind of an arrogant dick, but that's not my place to say. This all could have been made up anyway, trying to get a rise out of me. I'm not really risen out of it, but I do know that I'd rather have a positive relationship with this person than a negative one. And there are those who would rather that I had a negative relationship with fucking everybody. Now, I don't know who those people are, but they should probably get arrested on Christmas. And they should probably have people laugh at them on Christmas Day. And they should probably, I don't know, have to fucking defend themselves and lose all their fucking money trying to fucking fight off a fucking gang while they're by themselves. That's never going to happen, of course, because people like that are reprobate criminal scum, whereas I'm a U.S. citizen who saw all this coming and had a plan. Very rare circumstance, and then I almost gave up on the whole fucking thing, but I'm glad I didn't, because sticking out to the end has made it very satisfying for me, since I know you're all going to be okay. I know none of you think so, but I happen to know things that you don't. And I don't need to convince you. I don't need to cool you down. I don't need to rest you and get you to fall back to sleep so you can go back to nappy time so I can get back to work. No, you're not my child, Belgab. You know what you are? Pretty much you're my bound chattel sworn properly. Remember when Nick Nolte gets Eddie Murphy out of jail? That's basically what I got with you guys. Like, nobody else can handle you. And then I can, but it's not like I want to. And then I'm probably not going to keep on doing it. Mostly because I don't think any of you are all stupid as you were before. And then for another, now that you've been taken down a couple pegs, I'm sure somebody else can do it. You know, it's not like I don't mean to take over. You know, not like some people tried to take over in my life. Remember that? Huh? Please take my kindness for weakness some more. You honestly have no fucking clue, my friend, who you are talking to. Mention my mother again. You don't know the first thing about respect. I'll see you around, pal. Till then, keep my and my mom's name out of your fucking mouth. Last time I tell you. I don't really know their names, nor do I need to spurg about them, nor do I want to. So, I didn't mean to make this man mad, but he sure thought it was okay to treat me that way over the internet, which I'm not objecting to, but it sure did seem like he was frustrated. Yeah, I wonder how frustrated he would have been if he had been arrested on Christmas Eve for no damn good reason after being set up for an ambush and then saving her life. Because remember, I kept her from blinding herself, and the reason why I put up with her nonsense was that if I had just walked away, they would have killed her, and I didn't want her dead. I didn't know what I wanted, but I know I didn't want her dead and everybody blaming me. It doesn't look good in your dating resume when your last girlfriend vanishes under mysterious circumstances or claws her eyes out and is, you know, institutionalized for the rest of her life. It doesn't make other women confident to go on a date with you, right? And I had enough problems. But that's exactly what somebody wanted. And instead, I don't know what happened to her later, but I saved her and then watched her call the police on me while she was in a fugue state. And, maybe she should have gotten a psych eval instead of whatever the fuck that is that they did give her. You would know better than I, BELLGAB. Like, holy fuck. So, that's why we're waiting to exonerate me at trial. I don't know. I might have done something really wrong. Like, I guess she was supposed to die because then she would have gotten a new body that would have been under the control of the Thuggy Piggy whatever. But I guess the new body she got, I think she got 2 or 3. They don't appear to be connected to the Thuggy Piggy drug trade the same way, which is great because I didn't really want a girlfriend that was a mule, nor did I really want a girlfriend who was terrified that I was going to find out that she was shtipping my girlfriend from high school, and then I'd be mad. I'm not mad at all. And then I think it's kind of cute that she thought I didn't notice, and I thought it kind of adorable that she really cared so much. But there's no way I would pick one over the other, even now, because one of them puts out and the other one is a totes-les. And then I'm sure she's fond of each other. Like, you know, I don't have anything against her. I don't know who convinced that other one that I was dead, that she should marry him, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. BELLGAB, do you know who might have done that? BELLGAB, do you know who might have had a part to play in getting this really, really extra special episode of Three's Company off the fucking ground? BELLGAB, do any of you know? BELLGAB, hello, BELLGAB? BELLGAB Bueller, fucker. Yeah, so y'all should just be grateful I'm not making a bigger stink. Right? I know things, and then I'm not mad. You're all toddlers. There's no point in getting mad at you. You're fucking children. Okay? But your parents I'm kind of disappointed with. And I don't know if you had actual parents or you just climb out of the cloning vat down to the fucking Area 51 fucking sub-basement level. Like, I don't know the deal, right? I don't need to know the deal. I'm a civilian. I wasn't going to go with Heather Wade to invade Area 51, which I thought was a stupid idea. A lot of those ideas were stupid. That's why I wasn't involved. Okay, so I don't want to talk any more about this. But yeah. Jackstar is not to be trifled with. Now you fucking know why, don't you? You get it. You got it. Probably not. Fuck it. Good enough. Peace.